Solving exponential and logarithmic equations. Here, the first problem is an exponential equation, and I see that there is only one exponential term in the denominator in here. So what I'm going to do is to isolate that exponential. To isolate that, best way is to multiply by the denominator first. So 70 equal to 40 times 1 plus 2e to the power 2t. And in here I get, I can see that 0 and 0 can simplify in here. And so I get 7 is equal to 4 plus 8 e to the power 2t. And then subtract 4. 3 is equal to 8 e to the power 2t. Solve for e to the power 2t. Now it's isolated. 3 over 8. And then natural log to get the t out of the exponent. And then here is going to be 2t equal to natural log of 3/8. And then the last step is t is equal to 1/2, multiply both sides by 1/2. 1/2 natural log of 3/8. And that's the answer. If I plug it back, I get 70 over 1 plus 2 e to the power 2 times 1/2, which is 1, natural log of 3/8 on the left side, and that's 70 divided by 1 plus 2 e to ln, their inverse function, so I get 2 times 3/8, which is 70, 1 plus 3/4, 70 divided by 7/4, and that gives me 40, which satisfies the equation. Now let's solve the logarithmic equation. Here I can see there are two logarithms and they include x, both of them. Let's combine the logarithm by the law of differences. So difference of 2 natural log is going to give me natural log of the quotient. Now to retrieve the x, go to exponential. So e to the power, and it's going to, these two are inverse functions, so it ends up canceling each other out somehow. And now I have a rational function equal to a constant. E is a number, right? It's not a variable, not a variable. So multiply by e is equal to 5ex. I didn't write e5x because that's just numbers that are not parameters, but or not symbolic, come first in mathematics. Now I have one step closer. I multiply by the denominator, and I need to put all the x's in one side so I can isolate x. So subtract x from both sides. And 7 is equal to, factor the x out, 5e minus 1 times x, and then solve for x by dividing 7 over 5e minus 1. And you can plug it back in and compute again and see that this is going to be the same value. Common denominator gives me 7. I have to multiply this denominator by top and bottom, so it would be 35e minus 7 over 5e minus 1 minus natural log of 35 over 5e minus 1. And here, what I get is natural log of 35e over 5e minus 1 minus natural log of 35 over 5e minus 1, which is natural log of this fraction over this fraction, and what's going to remain is e, and you get 1. You don't really need to do this part because basically the only way that you get extraneous solution is that if the x plus 7 is and 5x are both negative. And in this case, it doesn't happen with this value. So you didn't need to check this.